just really fun. That was really good. What's gotten into you?
I don't know, Josh. If you put a gun to my head right now, I'd say 20.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of my Evil Offering 29er experiment. If you haven't seen part 1, you've got to start there. Just click this link right here and jump back and watch that video. But if you've already watched that, then you are ready for part 2. Let's jump into it. Just as a reminder, we're picking things up on my second ever ride on this bike, and I am with Josh Daily Mountain Bike Rider, the one who is responsible for all of this mayhem. Let's go.
All right, we're here with the middle-aged mediocre mountain biker. All right, following Mike on happy hour. I always forget what this is called. Bullet. It's been a while. The 29er powers are engaged, and Mike's trying to get a PR, and I'm just going to be a goofball while I follow him. Tell you what, I follow Mike quite a bit, and his confidence dial is turned up, and I think it's the new bike. I don't necessarily think the bike's that great, or even that 29ers are that amazing. I think all of us just, sometimes when you just get a different bike or it's a new feel, it's just really fun. That was really good. Just really fun. What's gotten into you? Woo! Haven't taken that line. Kind of like that. I'm just really hoping that Mike doesn't get too confident and biff it, because that'll wreck his mind on 29. So luckily he can't hear me. Don't biff it, Mike. Whoa! That was, I've never taken that line before. That was the wrong line. I love this jump. Yoink! That was the worst line. So this section you can clear all the way to here, but it gets janky coming out. And then this jump doesn't really match up to the trail or this one, but it's fun, because then you gotta go no brakes. These jumps you don't even pull up, you just ride. Woo! Whee! I don't like that jump. Oh, nice line. Mike, that was a Strava line. Going high, avoiding the bumps. There's Mullet. Can you turn the volume down on your hub, please?
Here's the truth. I can chop 5 seconds off that time if I just ride that trail when I'm fresh.
Yeah.
I only ever ride that trail when I'm like 80% through a ride.
Yeah. Well, good job, Mike. Boom.
All right. We are finishing up with SST. Wow. This thing is fast. I preloaded too early that time, but still cleared it. No problems. Wow. I don't know, Josh. If you put a gun to my head right now, I'd say 29er. If I had to pick 27.5 or 29 for the rest of my life, really has pop to it as well. Now that's not the 29, that's the Evil Offering suspension. Nice. I can hold your wheel for 5 seconds.
Also down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Got off my line there. Hey Mikers, just listen to the sound of this beautiful hub.
All right, guys, it's time for me to give you my thoughts and impressions about this whole experiment. First, just want to state that these are just my impressions, my opinions. I don't claim to be an expert in 29 versus 27.5 in any way, shape, or form. So my hope for each of you is that you have a bike you love that you can shred on, and in fact, you can shred on anything. So let's get into it. And I'm gonna approach this with 5 beliefs I had going into this experiment and see if they held true or not. Number 1, 29ers suck on climbing.
Here is the infamous wall, steepest part of Galbraith for climbing.
This proved to be a myth. Busted. This bike proved very capable on the climbs, every bit as capable as my Trance. Sure, the Trance is lighter and I noticed that, but guess what? With a 29-inch rear tire, I actually spun out less on some of the little punchy parts of climbs when you're trying to go up over a route or something. And once you get over the first 1 or 2 seconds of pedaling, the momentum on the 29er is a real thing, and I found climbing to be no issue. I did all the same length of rides and same amount of elevation that I normally do. Number 2, sure, 29ers go faster, but I don't want to go faster. That too proved to be a myth. Yes, it is true that 29ers go faster, but what I wasn't prepared for is with that increased speed came newfound confidence, newfound grip, and where I really notice the speed is coming out of corners. I'm used to braking, going into corners, coming out, and having to jump on the pedals to get back up to speed, whereas this bike just carries the speed coming out of the corners. Which leads me straight into number 3. 29ers just aren't gonna jump as well, they're not gonna be as poppy. That too proved to be a myth. Busted. With the increased speed, I was so much more able to send little jumps, to send little poppers, to send little gaps, and in fact, there's a couple of jumps I had never hit on Galbraith before that rolling in with this thing, I just decided to go for it and carry them no problem. So I would say the 29er is much more able to just keep me at trail speed and gives me so much more confidence to send stuff that I normally wouldn't do. Let's get into number 4. Now we're going to talk about the steep stuff, especially like steep tech where you're trying to control your descent. I had a belief that with a bigger rear tire, I was going to be buzzing my butt like crazy. This proved to be a non-issue. Now, sure, I'm going to a new bike with modern geometry, which means a slacker head tube angle and a longer wheelbase, and it also means the position of the seat is a little more centered than what I'm used to. But all I know is I rode some of the steepest stuff on Galbraith, including a rock roll on a trail called Devil Cross that I'd never sent before, and I had zero issues with that rear tire buzzing my butt. And that leads me to a fifth belief I had, which was with the increased wheel size, with the slightly heavier bike, I was gonna have a harder time controlling my speed on the techie descents. Again, a non-issue. Now, yes, it's true, the first 2 rides I had garbage brakes.
These brakes are terrible.
But after those first 2 rides, Josh threw on some Shimano XT brakes, the quad piston, also upgraded the rotors from 180s to 200s. I have even more control with this bike than I do on my Trans. So how do I sum it up? I've been on 4 rides on this Evil, and I've set PRs on every single one of those rides. Once or twice when I wasn't even trying. I've also sent jumps that I've never sent before, and I've even sent 1 steep rock roll that I had never sent before. So the proof is in the pudding. I think I'm a 29er guy from here on out. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoyed that breakdown. I'm gonna keep riding this bike while Josh and I look for my next bike. Not sure what we're gonna end up with, but this won't be the last video that I post with my experiences on this Evil. But until then, it doesn't matter what kind of bike you have, 24, 26, 27.5, 29, heck, 30.5 inch, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you have fun on whatever bike you have. Hope you enjoyed. Leave me a comment below. Would love to hear your thoughts.